The 1994 Aspen Community Portrait captures a unique part of Aspen. Look carefully over the crowd and you will find Hildur Anderson front and center. In a sea of familiar faces, hers is so obviously appropriate for this historic image. Most everyone knows Hildur from her regular appearances on Winter Skoll and Independence Day floats, where she would often play her accordion, the accordion that has become her trademark. More than a few know her as the school teacher who taught generations of Aspenites. Hildur was born in 1909 to Charles and Henrietta Hoagland, both Swedish immigrants. She was the youngest of 6 children, a silver miner's daughter whose mother came to Aspen in a stagecoach over Independence Pass. At the age of 3, the family moved to Hoagland Ranch in Brush Creek, the current site of the Anderson Ranch Arts Center. Here she grew up on 380 acres of prime ranch land, starting her education at the Little Red Schoolhouse, an old-fashioned one-room country school. Hildur embraced a rural agricultural lifestyle and a pace of living that's become all too rare in the late 20th century. Her chores included feeding the cows and caring for the horses raised by her father. She would ride her favorite horse, Blue, to the neighboring ranches to share the news. And Hildur rode in solitude, gazing at the mountain vistas and feeling the comfort of what she considered her friends, the resplendent Rocky Mountains. Aspen was a faltering mining town by then, but it was Hildur's conduit to the world and to accordion lessons. Hildur's friend, Becky Sparks.
One day she was having her lesson and the teacher said to play something that she liked. So she started in on Turkey in the Straw. Well, the teacher was a classical musician and threw up her hands and said, "Heavens, you mustn't play that kind of music." And so all the way home, Hildur was thinking, what was the turkey doing in the straw that the teacher didn't like, you know?
Despite that mild discouragement, Hildur and her accordion became inseparable. Hildur graduated from high school in 1925 and then went on to Western State College in Gunnison for her teaching certificate. As a young school teacher, she taught in Crested Butte, throughout the Roaring Fork Valley, and as far away as Rifle. On one of her trips to Rifle, where she played accordion at barn dances, Hildur met a fiddle player and sheep shearer named Bill Anderson. He was a horse lover, and he played a mean turkey in the straw. The match was a natural, and Bill and Hildur were married in 1938. After their honeymoon, Bill and Hildur returned to Aspen and took over what is now the Anderson Ranch, following the legacy of Hildur's grandfather, Henry Hoagland. Hildur was a modern and independent woman for those times. She learned to operate a car and showed her resourcefulness and courage by driving over Independence Pass in reverse, because that was the lowest gear the car had. They started a family, raising 3 boys and a girl, Bert, Ed, Jim, and Margie. And when Hildur's sister, Rose, passed away, they added her 2 boys to the family. Hildur was a school board member while raising her children. She returned to teaching in 1954. Bill and Hildur sold Anderson Ranch to the Snowmass Company in 1954 after 16 years of ranching. They moved into Aspen to the Anderson Stables on Cooper Street, where they could pursue the horse raising they loved best. The stables became a popular place for horseback riding, their specialty being lunch trips to Snowmass Lake. Today, the Anderson Stables remain relatively unchanged, an island of Aspen's past and a reminder of simpler times. Over the course of her life as a teacher in Aspen, Hildur touched countless students and several generations.
Then she came over and taught in the Little Red Schoolhouse in Brush Creek. She taught in Woody Creek, and so she's taught generations of children, almost 3 to 4 generations.
In 1968, Hildur was recognized for her unique service.
Hildur had a warmth about her, and she gave children a chance to use their initiative and special projects, and children just thrived on her encouragement.
Former student Cindy Beck.
Hildur Anderson has been an important part of my life and my family's life for as long as I can remember. She's always been there. She first being a classmate of my grandfather's, and then a teacher for myself and my brothers and sisters, and she provided me the opportunity to later ride horses, which I think all young girls have this fantasy to do. I worked for her for 4 years, as well as some other local girls, and she really taught us what it was like to work hard and to go home tired at night and dirty, but it would have been a really fulfilled day. It was really great working at the Anderson stables for her.
Former student Mike Marolt.
She was just the type of woman that just gave her heart and soul to, helping the young people that grew up in the valley, become citizens. And, it's people like that make the valley as unique as it is. And my hat's off to her.
Local rancher Tony Wagner.
Well, according to Hildur, she taught 15 Wagners. And probably Hildur can tell you the names, but I can't. So...
Hildur's contribution as a teacher and caring citizen is evident in the many civic awards she has received from the Elks, the Chamber of Commerce, the Village of Snowmass, and many others. Hildur is most proud that the original Little Red Schoolhouse in Snowmass bears her name today. In 1973, after 32 years as an educator, Hildur taught her last class. She never really retired, though, and has always been available to help others.
I had an old accordion that my great aunt had given me, and I drug that out one day and I started messing with it, and I said, well, I could play this. And so I started playing that, and then so I thought about Hildur Anderson, and I thought, well, she knows how to play the accordion. I could probably get some tips from her. So she'd give me music. Sometimes I said, well, that looks pretty difficult. And she said, well, it doesn't matter how hard it is, you just have to practice harder. So.
Hildur's friend, Tom Fisher.
Through Hildur, one of the lessons that I've come to understand in the last few years is the importance of human relationships and how we need to do just about everything in our power to maintain those relationships. Hildur is one of those people, I think, that is remarkable for her efforts in bringing us together as a community.
When Hildur graduated from high school, her motto was, not at the top, but still climbing. Today we put her on top for the unique contribution she has made to the colorful social fabric that is Aspen.